a website. So when I get this project to develop a website, so what I do, for me it will be a burden to develop a project alone. Correct, no? So what I do is I take few students, or I not if students are not allowed, then I outsource it, or I hire some persons from outside and I allot the work to them. So how I allot? So here I have done the sub modules. I have done the, see, this is my complete project. This is my website. So the website. So in my website, what are the information I need to include, or I'm planning to include. So that information I will, that I'm showing here. See here, the admission details. So this tab should, or this for admission, assume that I have given one icon. So if I click on that icon, then it will redirect, that icon will redirect to the, yes students, you are able to assume now what I am telling. So when I click on that particular icon, so that icon will redirect to the admission page. Again, in the admission page, you have so many options: management quota, PGCET, and SNQ quota. So many quotas are there. So again, yeah, if any college is giving any offers, like those the students who got more than 90%, for them 20% discount. Those who scored more than 80%, for them 10% discount, like that they may be giving some offers. So everything will be listed out in this page. Correct, no? So this work I am allotting to one team, as I told. So in your class only you have 50 students, so 50 students I have made 5 teams. So this is first team, this is second team, the placement is for second team, this hostel is for third team, and the transport is for fourth team. And for the fifth team, I gave a job, that is testing. Once these four teams develop the project, then the next step is to test once whatever the project they have developed, that is right or wrong, or is it working fine, all the functionalities are working correct or not. So that we are checking here, that we are checking. So here, see here, I am doing, students, I am decomposing my task now. So the complete task I am breaking down into a smaller unit. Correct, no? So this for decomposition, I have written this diagram in the last class. So next we have a few types in the decomposition based integration, that is top down approach, bottom up approach, or top down bottom up sandwich, and big bang. So these are all the type of integration testing. These four are the types of integration testing, that is top down, bottom up, sandwich, and big bang. So now what is top down? See, in some situations what happen, the top down approach is nothing but in this top down, in the same diagram I am writing here like this. So this is a decomposition diagram. Yes students, this is a decomposition diagram. Again, in this also we may divide the task, and we may allot to the other people, or other person. So yes students, this is my decomposition. The complete project I have divided into a smaller components, or the smaller units. So what happens in top down approach is, in top down integration testing, first the top levels will be tested. First the top levels will be tested. So that is nothing but a top down integration testing. That is nothing but a top down integration testing. In bottom-up integration testing, what happens? The bottom levels are tested first. Yes, students, this is not complex. This is very simple. In top-down approach, the top levels are tested first. The top levels are tested first. The top levels are tested first. Whereas in the case of bottom-up approach, the bottom levels are tested first. The bottom levels are tested first. The bottom levels are tested first. And we have a sandwich approach. Sandwich approach. What is the meaning of sandwich approach? Sandwich, or you can also say a hybrid approach. Sandwich or hybrid approach. Here it has a combination of both. It has the combination of both top down and bottom up approach. It has a combination of both top down and bottom up approach. Top down and bottom up approach. And the last type is Big Bang. Big Bang. In this approach, sometimes what happens is a complete project will be given for testing. A complete project will be given for testing. So what happens is, so we can say a bundle of project will be given for testing. Bundle of project will be given for testing, and whichever is necessary, those components will be tested. Whichever is necessary, those components will be tested. So here in decomposition integration testing, we have 4 types. The 4 types are top down, bottom up, and sandwich and Big Bang. So what happens in top down is, from top to bottom the testing will takes place. In top down approach, what happens, from top to bottom the testing will takes place. Whereas in the case of bottom up approach, from bottom to the top the testing takes place. And in the case of hybrid testing, or you can also say a sandwich testing, so it is a combination of both top down and bottom up. And Big Bang, in Big Bang, here we are not taking top wise or we are not taking bottom wise. Here the bundle of project will be given for testing, or the entire project will be given for testing. Here, however you want, here it is not mentioned that you have to go with the bottom up approach, or you have to go with the top down approach when the bundle of project will be given. So based on the requirement, the testing will be taken place. So based on the requirement, the testing will be taken place. Yes, students, you understood the decomposition of the decomposition based integration testing. See, this is very simple. Generally, when we receive any project, or when we allot any project, if I allot you to my students to develop a project for a hospital management, so what you do, I make a team of 5 students. So I'll give my requirement. So it should contain the registration form of the patient, and it should have the it should include the case sheet. Case sheet is nothing but it will be having the details of a patient, which date the patient has admitted. It is all on which date the patient has admitted into the hospital, and from the day he admitted into the hospital till the discharge from the hospital, what are the medicines we have given, or what are the treatment we have given, and every day, based on the situation, based on the condition of the patient, which they check BP and SpO2, they keep on checking. So everything will be noted on, recorded in the case sheet. And once the patient is recovered, then during the discharge time, we have to provide a discharge summary. We have to provide a discharge summary. So your software should give all this information. So these are all my requirements, and I'll tell them if you also have some additional information or additional ideas, that those ideas also you can also include in the project. So I'll allot this. So what they do is, first, based on my requirement, they will design the modules. Correct? No? Yes, students, see here in the Education Institute, I have modules. I have designed these modules. Admission is on my one module. Placement is a second module. Hostel is a third module, and transportation is a fourth module. Still, if you want to include anything new, that is sports. If I forgot to include sports, then you may think that even the sports also we can include this in education, in this Education Institute website. Again, here, what are the indoor facilities, outdoor facilities, any gym? In our college we have gym room. No, students, anybody's visit ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ? No. So now we have yoga trainer also. So many facilities we have in our college only. So by keeping all that in our mind, so you can design the website. So once we design the website, once we are clear with the project, then we will decompose the project. Decompose is nothing but we are going to break down the complete project into a smaller unit, so that it will be easy for us to build a project or develop a project. So see, students, mainly this integration testing is to here we are decomposing the task. And we are testing the task step by step. See, these are all the 4 steps to test the software. That is top down, bottom up, sandwich, and big bang. Yes, students, understood? Understood? Artha aita? How many are there? 30 yes, students are there. So out of 30, nobody is responding. Yes. So we'll do a 5 minutes. We'll do a small activity, students. So you understood, no, how I have decomposed my project into a smaller component. Yes. Asa is not there. Abhinav is there? No. Aishwarya? Yes, students, I'll not repeat it again. Once I'll tell the team members. Aishwarya, Ambrish, Anu, Arbaz, Arjun. One team. So you take one project of your choice and you decompose, write the decomposition. Any one of you can write, and you in the GCR, I'll create one link for today's assessment. So you can post your diagram to that GCR assignment. See, USN 1 to USN 10. USN 1 to USN 10, one team. USN 1 to USN 10, one team. USN 11 to USN 11 to 20, another team. 21 to 30, the third team. Again from TD 1 to TD 10, one team. TD 11 to TD 23, the last team, fifth team. Students, 5 minutes time I'll give through WhatsApp. If you want to communicate, you can communicate, and immediately 5 minutes time I'll give you. Draw the decomposition diagram for your project and you upload in the GCR. Now only I'll create a link in the create assignment in the GCR. Yes, students, now only you have to upload your diagram to GCR so that we can discuss. Decomposition assessment assignment I have created. So 5 minutes time I'll give. 5 teams I have made. So you decide one project. So for that project you have to draw the decomposition diagram. And you have to explain me how you do a top-down approach and bottom-up approach. Can you do? ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? No response means you are ready to do. Okay. Meanwhile, I'll take attendance. Answer attendance. Asta, Abhinav, Aishwarya,
Present, ma'am.
Ambrish. Ambrish is not there. Anu. Anu. Anu is absent. Arbaz, Arjun,
Present, ma'am.
Ashok, Ashok. Arjun yesterday absent.
Yes, ma'am.
Benita,
Present, ma'am.
Bhargavi,
Yes, ma'am.
Bhavisha,
Present, ma'am.
Chaitra,
Present, ma'am.
Dev, Diksha,
Present, ma'am.
Deepika L.
Present, ma'am.
Deepika M.
Present, ma'am.
Murli.
Present, ma'am.
Gangubai. Gangubai. Gudia. Harshit.
Present, ma'am.
Singh.
Present, ma'am.
Kavya.
Present, ma'am.
Kishore. Kishore. Lata.
Yes, ma'am.
Manisha. Manisha. Manjunath.
Yes, ma'am.
Nayana. Why many are absent? Neelanjan.
Yes, ma'am. Nayana, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Nishant. What happened to this boy? Yesterday also he didn't attend. Pavitra.
Present, ma'am.
Maithili.
Present, ma'am.
Priyanka.
Present,
Pavan.
ma'am.
Akash.
Present, ma'am.
Rajeshwari.
Present, ma'am.
Rakesh. Rakesh. Ramya. Ramya. Ramya absent. Pavan absent. Rakesh absent. Rashmi.
Present,
Ravi
ma'am.
Shankar. Ravi Shankar. Rizwan.
Present, ma'am.
Vishal. Savita.
Present, ma'am.
Shruti.
Yes, ma'am.
Present, ma'am.
Sneha. Sneha. Shruti last class absent. Spurti.
Present, ma'am.
Srinidhi.
Present, ma'am.
Srinivas.
Present, ma'am.
Sunil.
Present, ma'am.
Vaishnavi.
Present, ma'am.
Vinny.
Present, ma'am.
Okay, students. Upload. Still nobody uploaded. Why? 5 minutes aitalva. Do it fast. See, you can see still nobody have uploaded. Turned in is 0. Assigned is 50. Turned in is 0. Bega bega madi. That's why I asked, will you do? ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ?
And we will post it in next class, ma'am.
Why? So no, next class means again. So I want to discuss whatever you have done, that is right or wrong. Next class ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಗ ಬೇಗ ಮಾಡಿ. ಅರ್ಜುನ್, ಮಂಜುನಾಥ್, Sunil, Srinivas. See, why I am telling you to do it now only means once after my class you'll be having some other class, so you don't get time to do it, to discuss also. At least now in my class only through WhatsApp also, at least you can discuss. So once my class finishes, will you meet online? ಸಿಗ್ತೀರಾ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ? To discuss this once again, I have again in the afternoon I have to take one more class. So if you people are ready, then I'll take. Ready now? Shall I take class in the afternoon, one more class? The students, anybody uploaded? See, at least respond, no? Will you do or not? At least that much you can tell, no? ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅಷ್ಟಾದ್ರೂ ಹೇಳಿ. For everything, if you are not saying anything, then what I'll understand? Only one student is responding.
Yes, ma'am, we will do.
Another 2 minutes time I'll give students. See, what you have to do is you take a project. It may be just now I gave the hospital management, and I discussed 2 examples. I discussed students, hospital management and educational institute website. So educational institute, so how I have divided the module, again in that module the sub components I have divided, no? So I have decomposed, I have, see what is the meaning of decompose? So breaking down into a smaller units or smaller components. So what? So here a larger project I am decomposing. So again in the hospital management also, again I have made a different. Just now I told in the what are my requirements in the hospital management. What are the requirements I told students? I need a registration sheet of the patient. So again, the main segregation is I want to segregate inpatient and outpatient. Yes, this is the important main important thing. Again, the outpatient will not get admitted into the hospital. Just they'll consult to the doctor and they'll move. They'll go home. But inpatient they admit in the hospital. For inpatient, we have to take more care. So the information of the inpatient should be present till the discharge from the hospital. So first I have to take the registration. So registration on form and the case sheet. Again in case sheet what all it should contain, and the discharge summary, and the most important thing is payment. So again the registration, again we have to see what type of diseases the patient has. Is it any genetic disease or any other disease? So we have to see everything. So based on the problem, we have to divide the components. Well, I am telling you, similarly, you take a project or you take a problem. That project is nothing but a problem statement. Then you take a problem and divide the problem or decompose the problem. That I am telling. Okay, you still nobody has responded. Okay, students, I'll continue with my class. So this is the integration testing. So next we have a very important concept, that is system testing. Before I begin with this system testing, so one thing I'll take this slide. Okay. So before I begin with my system testing, so generally what happens? So before I start this class, I'll check whether the internet is working properly or not, because I don't want any problem in my class. I don't want my class should stop in between. Yes, before I start my class, I'll check whether I have a whether I have full charge in my laptop? Yes. Do I check or not? Yes, generally, not only me, any person who start their work, so first they will check whether everything is correct or not. See, this is not because to find a fault in my laptop, or this is not because to find a fault in the internet. And not my intention is not to find any fault. My intention is whether to check whether everything is fine or not, because when I start my work, when I start taking my class, I should not face any problem. So first, when I before I start taking class, I will check the charge, whether a complete charge or at least a 50% charge is there, or how much ever charge I need to take my class. If it is 2 hours class, then I'll expect a complete charge in my laptop. If it is one hour class, then I expect at least 50 to 60% charge should be there in my laptop, and I'll make sure whether the internet is working properly or not. Yes, correct, no? ಮಾಡ್ತಿರಲ್ವಾ ಈ ತರ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಲ್ವಾ ಈ ಚೆಕಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಲ? Yes. Do I do is it a checking? Is it a system checking, students? Respond. Okay, so here I am checking before I start taking my class. I am checking my, see, these are all the most common and simple checking. So here my intention is not to find the fault. My intention is not to find the fault. My intention is to check whether everything is fine or not. If assume that I am traveling from this place to the other place, maybe it is 200 kilometer. Today I am traveling 200 kilometer. 200 kilometer I am traveling. So before I start my traveling, I check my car. Correct, no? I check my car whether the air is correct in the tires, and whether the tank is full or not. Well, engine oil, something, engine oil, gear oil, so many things will be there. So everything is correct or not. So I give for servicing. So when I give for servicing, they'll check the complete system. Correct? Yes, students, complete the system I am checking. Why we take a car example, simple example, when I cook a rice. So before I serve to my family, I will check whether it has prepared properly or correct or not. Do I check or not? We'll check, no? So when we are doing this system testing in a simple things, then definitely we do the system checking. When we develop a project, we do a system testing. The aim of this system testing not to find the fault. The aim of this testing is not to find the fault, just to make sure everything is correct. So here,
Arjun, ma'am.
Papa?
Ma'am, I posted it in GCR. You check, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Let me complete this slide and then I'll check. So here, we test many things. Yes, in daily life we test many things. Before I start coming to college, I check whether my phone has charge or not. If it is not having charge, then I'll take charger. I'll take whether I have taken lunch box or not. I'll check whether I have taken laptop or not. So many things in our daily life we are checking. Correct, no? So we a used car before we buy. So before we buy a used car or pre-owned car, we check. Correct, no? We check, no, whether any fault, because we are not purchasing car from the showroom. A used car we are purchasing. So definitely we'll check any defect is there in the car. We'll check. And before online network service, before we subscribe anything, so we check for the online service and so on. So like this we check many things. So the goal is not to find fault, but to demonstrate the correct behavior. Correct, no? So here our goal is to not to find any fault in network, or find any fault in the car, or find any fault in the laptop, or find any fault in the rice. So my intention is everything should be correct. The behavior should be correct. We tend to approach system testing from a specification based standpoint instead of from a code based one. So here in system testing, here we are not bothering about the code. Yes, students, here we are not bothering about the code. We are uh, bothering about the complete system, whether it is running properly or not. We are not going to think that what programming language they have used, what code they have used, what tool they have used. That we are not going to bother. Our intention is whether it is working fine or not. Correct? No, our intention is whether it is working properly or not. Here they have taken one example, that is automatic system function. For the automatic system function, you can take the example of ATM machine. Yes, ATM. So here this already described in the chapter 2 or in module 2 already we have seen. So common to all of these is the idea of threads. So we shall see how to identify system level thread in a variety of common models. So what is thread, students? What is the meaning of thread? I can say a thread is a single sequential flow of a control within a program. Yes. A thread is nothing but a single sequential flow of control within a program. So means here we are checking whether that thread is working properly or not. We want to verify. See, that thread is nothing but a small component or the small unit or a small sequential flow of a sequential flow in a program. Sequential flow in a program. You see, if you take this project, here it will be having n number of threads. Correct? No? N number of threads. The thread is nothing but a task. The task which we run through a program. As in simple words, a thread is nothing but a task which we run through a program. So here in the system testing, see, students, one thing you understand in the system testing is, in the system testing, we want to know, we are not bothering about the code. We are not bothering about the code, and we want just a behavior of the system should be proper, and the working of the system should be proper. It should be correct. And here thread, so why they have used the word thread is whatever the functionality we are running, that is nothing but a thread. Correct? No? If I include, see the last example I gave the example. Here with this educational institute example, here I have taken admission, placement, hostel, transport, sports. One more I have included. So I am checking whether all these functionalities are working properly or not. So the running of execution of this is nothing but a thread only. The execution of this is nothing. So when I am checking whether each threads are running properly or not. See, students, when each thread run properly, then only I can say my project is not having error. Here in system testing, we are not bothering about the code. We are not bothering about the code. We want only the output should be correct. A simple example, they have taken the ATM machine. When we visit ATM machine, what are the steps we follow? Yes, this in the second chapter already we have seen. The 15 steps we have seen, no? The 15 steps we are going to follow. And next is a thread. So we'll see this later. First we'll see the post. Few students have posted. So 3 teams. So out of 5 teams, only 3 people have submitted. Hospital, the same example you have taken. Administration, system maintenance. Is the administration is the system maintenance is a part of administration?
Yes, ma'am. System maintenance.
Staff information. Okay, okay.
Because
This is-
administrator only should manage, ma'am, every
Correct,
system.
correct. Patient registration, patient information, admit patient, check room. Okay, billing. Okay, okay. Pharmacist. Okay, good. Murli and team. Library management, library, search, book. What is the difference between book and reader? Murli? Good, Murli, at least you tried. Arjun, good. Murli, what is the difference between book and reader?
Ma'am, books means they can borrow, ma'am. Reader means they will read and they're.
So they like reference section, just they read and they'll keep it there only. So they are not going to
Yes, ma'am.
issue. A transaction, issue and return. Update. Update. What you are updating?
Ma'am, who all are coming and going?
Okay. You can say records. In and out record. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
What is this last one? Referrer.
Ma'am, fine and
This one.
report, ma'am, report.
Reports. Okay. Fine and book. ಏನದು?
ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಫೈನ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಅದು ಬುಕ್ ಲೇಟ್ ಸಬ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಏನಾದರೂ ಡ್ಯಾಮೇಜ್
Okay,
ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು.
okay, okay. Fine, fine. That fine. You know. Okay, okay. Vishal and team. Okay. Good, Vishal and team. Good. Distance education system, information system, academics, course, online registration, data, course management, upload course file. Okay, student. At least you understood how to decompose the task. Yes, student. Those who tried, very good. Those who have not tried, you try to learn how to draw the decomposition. So next we have threads. Yes, students, threads I'll do it in the next class, but here once again I want to repeat this integration testing and system testing. Yes, students, this integration testing is nothing but combining the smaller components. So once we combine the smaller components, then we do the testing. Once we combine, after combining, we do the testing. So after combining, when we do the testing, there are four steps are there, or not steps, four types are there: top down, bottom up, sandwich, and big bang. In top down, from top to bottom, the testing will take place. In bottom up, bottom to top, the testing will take place. Sandwich, or you can also see this as a hybrid approach or hybrid integration testing. Here it has a combination of both integration test, top-down testing and bottom-up testing. And big bang, in big bang testing, a complete project or a bundle of project will be given for the testing. So so the complete project will be tested in a big bang. So the system testing is here. this is an introduction about the system testing. System checking, we want to the system checking not only with respect to this with respect to the software. In our daily life we do the testing. So just now I gave the example, before we sleep we check our mobile whether I have put whether I have kept alarm or not. Before I come to college, I'll check whether I have taken my phone, whether I have taken my laptop. So before I start my class, I'll check the working condition of my laptop. Correct, no? So here what I'm checking the system. So here in the system testing, we are not bothering about the code. We are bothering about the we want our work should be done, the system should be work, the system should work properly, the behavior of the system should be correct. The goal is here, the goal is not to find the fault but to demonstrate correct behavior. This is very important in the system testing. The system testing is not to find the fault, it demonstrates the correct behavior. Take any example and do the system testing. Take any example and do the system testing. Here they have taken ATM machine. Here we begin with a new construct or new construction. Develop a new project. No, you may assume, you may feel that why every time I have to take a ATM machine. So if you don't want to take a ATM machine, then what we have, what you take your own project. You take your own project, develop the project and start doing the testing to find whether the system is working properly or not. So here we begin with the new construct, automatic system function, and develop the thread concept. See, the thread is nothing but the functionality. Functions, no student? Thread is nothing but a function. So when we run a function, that running of the function is nothing but a thread only. Correct? Is it right? Is it right? Do you agree with me? Just now what I told, a thread is a single sequential flow of control within the program. Single sequential flow. When I add some functionality, that functionality when I run, I'm checking whether that functionality is working properly or not. So that when that functionality runs, that is also a single sequential flow of flow only, no? That is also we are the flow of the program only, no? So that is why here develop the project and run the threads and check whether those threads are working properly or not. Highlight some of the practical problems of the thread based system testing. So highlight if any problems we are facing, if any problem when we develop a project, if any problem we are facing, then try to highlight those problems and find the solution for those problems. Find the solution for those problems. So here they have taken the ATM machine, and next we have threads. This threads we'll do it in the next class, students.
We posted. Can you see?
ಯಾವ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇದೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್? ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. ಹೋಟೆಲ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಇದೇನಿದು? See students, the same problem we are facing in your internals also. Few students are scanning like this and sending. I think you can see the screen, no? You can see how the diagram is. Correct agi ಕಳ್ಸಕ್ಕೆ try ಮಾಡಿ. Manage room, guest room. Okay. Manager services, get okay, correction. Okay, good, Rashmi.
Okay, ma'am.
I'll stop here and see you in the next class.